Hey, welcome back everybody. It is an awesome Monday in the shop today, and we're going to be discussing overlay. Overlay is something that not a lot of people are really used to hearing about or seeing in the shops that they go to. Most of my clients never heard about overlay until I introduced it to them. So let's first talk about what it is and how it actually benefits you in your manicure. Overlay can come in many forms. It can be an acrylic overlay or a gel overlay. And with gel, we have hard gels, which don't soak off. They have to be filed. And then we have our soak off products, which if you have already seen any of the videos before, you know that in my shop, we are strictly natural and strictly soak off gel products. So the product that I use is actually Harmony Gelish Structure Gel. I discovered this maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I was just still doing my own nails and was curious as to what other products the company had. At the time, I thought it was like the only gel company out there. I was oblivious to all the other brands. But in looking through their products, I found the Structure Gel. I read the description and it seemed like something that I could totally do on myself, and that might help me break my nails a little bit less, because I've always been kind of clumsy with them, never really paying too much attention. So when I got the overlay, I tried it out. Besides it taking me forever to actually do it the first time, and to really get the hang of it, I really loved the product. It did exactly what it said it was going to do, and that's help strengthen my nail a little bit, or give it the illusion of being stronger by having this thicker product on, and it was really easy to remove. And once you get the hang of it, it's really not that difficult to apply, even to yourself. Now, the overlay is a product that's applied to your natural nail without actually extending it or putting tips. So it's not going to help make your nails any longer. It's just going to help protect your nails at whatever length they already are at. Which in the long run can definitely help you get longer nails, which is one of the benefits of using an overlay, because it does minimize the chances of your nails bending and breaking. A lot of clients have the opportunity to keep their nails a little bit longer, but even if you don't have long nails, I have a lot of clients that take advantage of the overlay benefits because of their day-to-day jobs. It gets very demanding on their nails. Maybe they're nurses or they type all day long. The overlay really helps keep their nails strong, and it minimizes, again, those bendings and the softness of the nail. When your hands are wet all the time, your nails can be a little bit more flexible. So the overlay helps minimize that and keep it super on point. That way my clients can have their manicures lasting the 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, regardless of what they're really introducing their nails to on a day-to-day basis. Now, the overlay is not something that's meant to completely guarantee that your nails aren't going to break. I've definitely experienced nail breaks even having the overlay, given it does happen very few and little times. But it really comes down to essentially how you are with your nails and making sure that you're taking care of them and improving on how you're using your hands day to day, so that you're exposing them to less risk, I guess you could say. So before I keep blabbing on, because I can do that forever, let's get into actually demonstrating how I apply the overlay to the nails. For the overlay, I actually only use Gelish Structure Gel. It's made by Harmony Gelish. I absolutely love this product. It is soak off, and it has a very good thick consistency to really give you that added protection and the added strength that you're looking for in your nails. And I always have overlay on my nails because my nails are always long. This is actually my manicure that I'm working on right now. I put the overlay once my base is already done, and that might be, actually that more than likely will be very different from what you're used to seeing. And I do that mostly because when you put the base coat as the structure gel first, sometimes I feel like the actual polishing afterwards is not as sharp and as clean. And I don't know, I guess it's just easier for me to do it afterwards. But once we're all set and we're done, right before we're gonna put on our top coat or our Swarovski crystals or whatever you're gonna be finishing off with, what I do is I use my Accents oval. I've been using this brush and this brush only for over 4 years. And it is my partner in crime. So I get a nice little dabble of the overlay on the tip of the brush. I'll always start kind of towards the middle of the nail. Get that dot in there and start brushing it down. If you do any kind of sculpting with gel, the process on this is pretty much the same. I want to make sure that I get a nice seal all around the edges. We don't want it too thick, but we don't want to just brush it on, because then it will be too thin. Add a little bit more. My nail's a little long, so we need more product. And it's just really important to make sure that you have nice smooth edges, because you want to make sure that the product is sealed. And now once I put the overlay over the nail, I want to make sure that it is nice and even and not lopsided. So I'll go ahead and just pull it up a little bit. If you just tap the littlest tiniest bit with the edge of the brush, you'll be able to grab and kind of pull it with you, or in whatever direction you're trying to make it go. You want to avoid messing with it too much, because the more you play around with it, the more you might need to keep leveling. I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth, and that neither of the sides are thicker than the other side. And I can bring it down a little bit more here. Once I feel like I have it in good shape, I go ahead and I put it in for 10 seconds. On the overlay, I work one nail at a time, because the product is a little thick and you do take a little bit of time to make sure that you're putting it on properly. And the last thing that we want to do is start working on the second nail and the first nail starts lopping over. So now that that one's done, we're going to go ahead and work on the next. So when I'm doing the overlay for a client and I'm going one nail at a time, I alternate hands. That way when I do the first nail and it's getting flash cured in the LED light, I'm already working on the other nail on the opposite hand. So traditionally I'll do pinky to pinky, ring to ring, and so on until I get all of them done. The overlay does a really good job at self-leveling. Another reason why I really like this product. So you really want to make sure that you're touching it as little as possible, giving it a second to settle. Just want to add a little more to this part right here. Sometimes you'll get little bubbles, and that usually you get it when you're getting the gel out of the tub. Sometimes a little air gets trapped before you pick up the gel. I like making sure that I scoop those bubbles out, because it'll be really noticeable, especially on certain colors. Now I'm on my last finger on the same hand. So far I've only been putting it in for about 10 seconds each nail to freeze it, but now that I'm done with the last finger on this hand, I'll go ahead and put it for the full 30 seconds so it could be cured. The other nails are already almost totally cured, but it's no big deal. You can keep putting them in. And traditionally you don't want to over cure gel, because you can definitely make it weak and in some ways brittle, but I've never had any issues with the overlay, considering that I'm putting them in a little bit over the 30 seconds overall. So there we have it. Overlay on all my nails. It really doesn't look too much thicker. You would go ahead and put your top coat, whether it be base or, whether it be shiny or matte. Now there's really no need to buff or have to shape the overlay once you've already applied it. I do make sure to take my time to apply it so that it's one step and done. And again, I don't know why I put it on top of the manicure, the actual color. I've done it with it on the base, and I really just don't like the way the manicure looks afterwards. I don't feel like it looks as clean and as sharp, but I totally love it. And for someone who has long nails and maintains their length all the time, or even for those who you know, are just clumsy or require a lot of typing in their work, the overlay is definitely something that is super, super helpful. The extra thickness and that extra strength just gives you that extra sense of security when it comes to your daily duties and your nails being in perfect conditions at all times. I can't be without my overlay. Most of my clients who use it definitely can't go back. So there we have it, everybody. I hope that the visual of the overlay and how I apply it was really helpful for you. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to comment down below, or you can send me a DM if you already follow me on Instagram. I'd love to hear some feedback and answer any questions that anyone might have or anything that I might have not covered in the video today. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure that you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to the page. For those of you who really want to try out the overlay, go to your nail techs, ask them if they know what it is and if they use it. And if not, then bring them over to the video. Make sure that they watch it and let them know that it's something that could really help them as well as benefit you, so that you can have a better manicure experience. So thanks again, everyone. I need to get back to finishing my nails and I can't wait because they're looking super cute. I'll definitely be posting it on my Instagram. So if anyone wants to see the finished product, make sure that you're checking it out. The link is down below, as well as the products that I use. For anyone who wanted to try those out, those links are going to be down below as well. And of course, just ask any questions, anything I can do to help. I will definitely make sure to do that for you. So thanks again, everyone. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye. Let me tell you what I need to do is do a video on using your left hand to do your nails. Definitely a challenge most people have and why they don't do their nails all the time. But don't worry, I got you guys. I have to admit that there totally is one thing that I do that you're really not supposed to do, and that's using your nail to clean. But let me tell you, nothing is going to clean an edge of a nail better than your actual nail. So sorry, but that's just one tool I can't give up.